Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, in this video today we're going to be ripping apart the K24 engine. Okay, so here it is, the donor motor. So supposedly 181 thou on the clock. So I've had a look inside the rocker cover and it looks pretty clean. So I've got apparently full service logbooks on this at Honda, so it seems like it's a pretty good donor engine for our project here. So luckily this one here comes with an alternator. It doesn't come with the AC, but we've got the alternator, which is the main part, because most of the wreckers, they take the power steering pump, the alternator and the aircon unit and they sell it all as individual items. So this motor here was lucky to come with an alternator. So just looking around, it doesn't seem to be that much of an oil leaks or anything. Rocker cover is still good. I got a little bit of a sweat here, but it might just be from the power steering pump, which it looks like it is. So all these harnesses and coolant hoses we're all going to take off today. Take off the inlet manifold because I've got a new one coming. All this is coming off so we can get it onto the engine stand. Alright guys, so the engine harness is off the donor motor now, so I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect all the coolant hoses and everything else that we just don't need, like the torque converter. I've got to take that off. I might start taking off the tensioner, the alternator, just give it a nice little clean, the engine block. Take out the inlet manifold too because I've got a new one coming. Alright guys, so just took the inlet manifold off and I'll just show you. I don't know if you can see this, I have to adjust the light, but look at that. Behind the valves is absolutely no carbon, so that's a pretty good sign. No carbon at all. It's got a little bit of carbon here on the intake. I just might just give that a bit of a wipe, but shouldn't be too bad. Right, so I'll just mask that off just so no water or any dirt or anything gets into the inlet side. So we're just going to go ahead to the other side now. Take off the exhaust manifold and probably take off this coolant outlet here on the side of the block. So pretty bare now. I only got the thermostat housing to take out, and then we're getting ready to throw it onto the engine stand, give it a bit of a degrease, get rid of all the old oil, and then we're going to end up taking the rocker cover off, and we're going to end up doing the oil pump. So if you don't know how the torque converter is actually mounted on these things, they're held on by these little 10 mil bolts here. So you got to turn the flywheel whilst you crack them, and there's a little bolt here that you can use to wedge a screwdriver in or a pry bar so it doesn't move, and then you can crack those 10 mils. So a little bit of important information here. I'm a little bit concerned about the piston being stuck in one position of the bore for a long period of time. So this motor has been sitting for around about a year and a half, 2 years. So I'm worried that if we turn it now, it's going to be metal on metal. There's going to be no lubrication there, because we're going to need to turn this to access these bolts on the back of the flywheel here. So if I turn it now, it's just going to be metal on metal dry. The piston might scratch the bore and it might do a bit of damage, and the cams might be dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the rocker cover. I'm going to put fresh engine oil on the cams, and I'm going to take out the coil pack, and I'm going to put a lid full of engine oil in, so when I do turn it, it's not straight metal to metal. Alright guys, so rocker cover is off, and as you can see, it is super clean in here. Not a bit of carbon at all. So that's good to know. We're going to be replacing this VCT cam gear. I'm also going to do the timing chain and tensioner. I'm going to inspect the guides, and I'm going to see if they need doing, if there's any cracks in them. If they don't, then I'm going to leave them because they're super expensive. So I've just taken out one spark plug. It looks like NGK Iridiums, so pretty good spark plugs. So like I said, no cheapies, been looked after. Good brand spark plugs, NGK. I can tell they're okay, they're alright, but I might just replace them, do them later. So I might just grab new ones. They're only cheap. Like I told you, there's no lubrication on here at all. It's totally dry, hasn't moved. By the time you turn this and get the oil going through the pickup, up all the way onto the squirters here to lubricate all the cams, you know, you're probably thinking about 20 times. It's only little things like that, but stops it from scoring, stops all your bearing caps on top here from scoring. So what I'm going to do is I just got my tomato sauce here with engine oil in it, and I'm just going to run it through like this. Just get into all the cams, onto the rockers, onto the valves. Just give it a nice lube like that, and then once I turn it a couple of times, should be right, eh? Alright, so I've got just half a cap of engine oil. Just going to put it into the spark plug hole and just to lubricate the piston. When we first started, it might smoke up a little bit, but it should be right. Alright, so we're just going to turn it now. It should turn pretty quickly because we don't have any spark plugs in the hole to stop for compression. So this is the first time it's going to turn in about 1.5 to 2 years. It's a little bit hard to go, but she's coming. See what I mean? Luckily, I put the engine oil in there to lubricate all the moving parts. So I'm just gonna keep turning it for about 2 minutes, and I'm gonna build up the oil pressure so to get some oil going into the bearings. Right, so get ready to turn it, and then we'll just see if we can crack it. Yep. They're not really that tight. They're probably only like, I reckon you torque this to only like 20 newton meters. Be careful, don't lose that bolt because they're only short. They can easily fall between the flywheel and the block if you're not careful, if you're doing this in the car. Obviously the starter motor is here, so alright, so all the bolts are out, so be careful. This, put a rag in here because that still might have fluid and it should just pop out. There we go, and that's it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take out the flywheel bolts here. So someone's going to have to hold that end of the crank while I take out these, crack these. These are going to be super tight. Alright, managed to crack them by myself. So these should just come out. Just take this thing off. Alright, so torque converter is out. I'm going to replace this rear main just because I have access to it, and then I'm going to throw on the manual flywheel and the clutch. So I've still got to get that going, find some parts for that. Pretty much that's it. I'm just going to throw the rocker cover back on, the spark plugs, and then I'm going to hit this whole section with the degreaser, and then we'll give it a nice wash. I might wire brush some of the dirt, and then that should be it. So just give it a bit of a hit. A bit of a scrub. Right, so the engine is pretty clean now, so it's a good little base. Just gotta paint the rocker cover one day when I have extra time, probably when we get it in, but that's gonna be clean enough for today. As you can see, heaps of spare parts. I'm just gonna try and flog off on Facebook Marketplace for cheap, you know, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, whatever. So not long now till that goes into here. So if you like what you saw in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We just started on the track Civic build. Like and subscribe to all your mates, and I'll see you guys at the next video.